Alright guys, so I reviewed the first Pet Semetary from 1989, and today I'm going to review the 1992 movie Pet Semetary 2, which I have seen before, as with the first one, but because of the new one coming out this week, I had to review both of them because both Pet Sematary movies, whether it's this one or the second one, I feel like they both have really fun things about them, but they also are really stupid. Like, they're really dumb movies, even though I do enjoy them a lot. I really do enjoy both of these movies. And Pet Sematary 2, so many people obviously will argue that this is the lesser movie of the two. But I don't know. I feel like in terms of both of these movies, I think they're both really good watches. Like, whether you consider them really good or not, like Pet Sematary 2, which you can argue is the lesser of the two, I still really love the hell out of Pet Sematary 2. Because this one really, like, it's weird because the first one, you do not need a sequel to the first one. You really do not. Like, if I was looking at horror sequels that do not need to exist, it would be this one, even though I enjoy it. Because the first movie, like, ends on a way where it's like, yeah, that's totally, like, everything's resolved. And, of course, there are, of course, sequels I love that you didn't need, like Exorcist 2, or, like stuff like that. It's just, like, it's funny seeing this movie that it gets a lot of ridicule for it, but honestly, I think this is such a fun, entertaining time. I really do like this movie. And it also stars Edward Furlong and Clancy Brown. Like, that's great. Like, Edward Furlong is fine, like he is in his other movies, but he just went off of Terminator 2 Judgment Day from the year before. So he's on a really big sequel kick right now. And it starts out, it's funny how the movie immediately starts out with Edward Furlong's mom getting fried. Like, she gets just burnt up. It is just ridiculous. And how she just gets killed, like, right off. And then he moves into this house from the first movie, where he meets a character, Drew, whose stepdad is Clancy Brown, who's like a prick who kills Drew's dog, because he interrupted him and his wife during sex. Like, it is really ridiculous in how Clancy Brown's character is really over the top, but honestly, his performance in this movie, it was awesome. I really do enjoy Clancy Brown in this movie. He actually really makes the movie because he is so entertaining. And he's also intimidating. He actually does creep me out sometimes before he gets killed and brought back, because whenever he's brought back, he is just over the top loony, and I love that, though. I love that looniness about him. And the dog Zowie, like, they bury the dog Zowie like they bury the cat in the first movie, Church. In this one, Zowie the dog is buried, and he obviously comes back to life. And this movie has moments where I see completely why anybody would hate this movie, because there is such ridiculous shit in this movie. Like Jeff, Edward Furlong's character, and his father, Chase, they both start having hallucinations and nightmares about the wife, or the mother. And, like, there's a scene where Jeff dreams of the mother, like, just sitting in the corner in a chair, and then her head turns into Zowie, the dog's head. And then there's a scene where Chase is sleeping and imagines having sex with his wife, and it's a point of view of him grabbing her boobs, and then the camera goes up and it's literally the dog's head. Like, and he just wakes up and screams, and it is fucking ridiculous. Like, it is so outrageous in why did they have the dog's head on the mother's face? What does that even mean? Literally, that doesn't mean anything. But I love how ridiculous it is, though. It's just incredibly ridiculous, though. But it's so fun. And this one, because it is, I guess, a sequel to the first one, they have to refer to, like, the first one. And I thought it was interesting that they made it to where Ellie from the first one, like, the bully kid says that Ellie kills her grandparents, apparently, and, like, she's in a mental institution and escaped, and she's out on the run. So I don't know if that's completely true in terms of, like, what what they're saying in the movie, or if that bully kid who's just a prick anyways is making shit up. Because it's probably bullshit, but who knows? I don't know if that kid like was making up all this crap just to say that, but who knows? Maybe he was telling the truth that Ellie like killed her grandparents and then is in it, got in an institution, then is out and is running around like on the run. I don't know. Like that's an interesting thing that they put in the movie just to refer to the first one, but that's really the only thing in terms of characters that connects to the first one besides that one scene. Um, and I want to go back to Clancy Brown. Let's talk about him again because he is the best part of this movie. He is the most entertaining and the most fun. When he dies and comes back, and he dies in a weird way. He doesn't get buried. Like Zowie just like rips his throat open, and it's a good kill. But he rips his throat open, and then he comes back and is alive again. And there's a great scene of like Drew and Clancy Brown and like the mother and Jeff just sitting at the table. And then, like, Clancy Brown just starts laughing, like, hysterically, and it's just, like, for no reason. Like, again, it's just so funny how this movie has such ridiculous, just random shit in it, but that makes it awesome and memorable to me. And there is a hilarious scene in the movie where this is supposed to be serious. Like, this scene is supposed to be a serious scene, and it calls back to when Gage gets killed by the semi in the first movie. In this movie, Clancy Brown chases Drew and his mother while they're in a car, and he's chasing them. Like, and he's it's ridiculous because like they're trying to drive away from him. He goes to the side of them, just kind of waves and does like a silly face, and then he makes it to where they both ram their car into a semi and are murdered. Like he literally kills both his stepkid and his wife in a ridiculous way, in a way where like Gage dies in the first one by semi, but this one they're both in a car chase and like he rams them both into a freaking semi and like it flips over and they're just dead. Like, it is ridiculous. But I really do think that makes it fun because it's just, of course it's not its intention to be like unintentionally silly, I don't think, but this one, I don't know what they were thinking in this movie. Like, I really do enjoy this movie, but I don't know what they were thinking with the ridiculousness of it. Because it was so fun, but it was so unintentionally hilarious to where I don't know why it's like this. And then, because Jeff and his father Chase keep having those hallucinations about the mother, of course Jeff goes and buries her and brings her back. And the mother, it comes back and she is fucking ridiculous. Her overacting is awesome. I laughed out loud. And she is hilariously awful in this movie, like the mother when she comes back at the end. And she's like, join me, Jeff, join me, like, dead is better, and, like, she's just, like, they're just in, like, the attic or whatever, and, like, the dad's like, come on, let's go, and then, like, she just starts melting, like, and I get the fact that she was dead, but she just starts melting, and she's like, I'm melting, and it literally is, like, a line from Wizard of Oz where the Wicked Witch is like, I'm melting. Like, it is ridiculous. And then she just sits there and maniacally laughs like she's just, like, melting apart. And it is fucking insane. And I love it. I love it because it's so utterly insane. It's so dumb. And then we get to the dumbest thing in this movie, which I lose it every time I watch this movie. Because after all this shit happens, Jeff and Chase leave. They both leave and go on the run. Like, they just drive away in their car, and it's a down view of the car on the road. And they have this dialogue saying, like, we lost all these people. And it is the dumbest thing, because then it cuts to, while they're doing it, it shows, like, those faces, like, just on screen, like a face up here of like all these people that died while the car is driving, and it's like a stupid drama, like in a bad drama where like it's showing faces of people who passed through the movie, and it is so over dramatic and stupid to where it does not work. it is awful. They're just like, their dialogue is like, we lost all these people, and like it just keeps showing their faces on screen while like they're just driving, and it is horrible, but it's hilarious. I lose it whenever I watch that every time. It just shows everybody that's dead in the movie. And then we get a great ending credits song because I love the Ramones and I love that they put Poison Heart in the credits. And I think that's awesome. And like they did in the first movie with the song Pet Sematary, I love that they had Poison Heart in this. That's awesome. So overall, on rewatch, man, I like this one. Like I feel like in terms of like ranking the two movies, this one I think both of them, like, you could consider this one the lesser of the two, but I still really dig the hell out of this movie. Like, I think it's incredibly stupid, but it's incredibly entertaining. The first one, I guess you could argue is a better movie, I guess, because it doesn't have all the unintentionally stupid shit in it. But I guess there's unintentional humor in the first movie too, but it's not to this extent. And it's directed by the same person, by the way, like the same person directed this movie as they did the first one. And she's a competent director, whatever her name is, who directed both these movies, but it's just, I don't know which one I don't pick over. Like, this one is more entertaining in how stupid it is, but the first one is stupid, but it has some fun moments too about it, so I don't know which one I choose in terms of ranking these, but overall I still enjoy this one. It has a lot of dumb things that are fun, that I like and I don't like, but it's really entertaining based on the sheer craziness of the movie. It's just insane. I love this movie. This really just was a fun rewatch. Really, Clancy Brown stole the show. That's what I could say. And the mom at the end melting. That was awesome. So that's my thoughts on Pet Sematary 2 from 1992. How many people have even seen this movie if they're not a hardcore horror fan? Because I know a lot of people who've seen the first one and like it, but then the second one they haven't seen because I tell them and they're like, oh, I don't want to watch that. But I tell them you got it because it's entertaining and fun, because it's stupid, but I wonder how many people actually have seen this movie. Like, I mean, who haven't just seen the original, if like they're a casual viewer, but that's my thoughts on the Pet Sematary 2 from 1992, and tell me down below what you think of this awesome movie, and thank you guys so much for watching.